Good afternoon, traders. It's Bill Baruch with Blue Line Futures, and this is the FX Rundown. The dollar fairly muted today. Fed Chair Powell did not comment on monetary policy at a Fed conference in Boston, and neither did Fed Governor Quarles. Tomorrow, we look to Fed Chair Powell as giving his congressional testimony for 2 days. Tomorrow starts with the House Financial Services Committee. The dollar index fairly quiet, trading around 97. Now, the euro as well, hitting some support, fairly quiet on that front too. The yen trickled just a bit lower. It's below our first key level of support. However, we talked about last night in the FX Rundown, 2 layers of strong support to look at for the yen. Look for it to respond here. However, it must do so on either an equity market that's rolling over a bit or a weakening dollar. Now, we've had over the past 24 hours, the dollar move higher. Dollar's been moving higher for over a week now, but as well, equities have moved higher through today. It's not really doing well for the Japanese yen, but watch both of those as that's going to move the volatility in the yen. Now, looking at the Aussie dollar, it's trickling lower today pretty sharply, actually. You got some news coming in. The Financial Times had put out an article about weakening demand for base metals. You're seeing copper down about 3 cents today. That's overall, you're seeing a weigh on the Aussie dollar. U.S. and China trade tensions are still relevant. We're not seeing any really fresh news, but overnight, U.S. promised to sell $2 billion worth of weapons to Taiwan. Probably not sitting so well with China. However, there is some more positive headlines coming out through the day. Larry Kudlow and others talking about the U.S. and China trade relationship. Overall, the Aussie's not responding. Data tonight may be what traders are fearing. You've got consumer sentiment tonight. Business confidence last night was not great. The data overall has not been good. We also have data coming out of China, CPI and PPI. So all this is going to move the Aussie dollar. Don't forget, it's in a downtrend. It has ultimately failed at around 70 mark in the Aussie. So right now, the path of least resistance seems lower after failing at 70. Don't chase it, but you know what you're risking, that recent swing high. So if conditions in U.S. and China trade deteriorate, or if you get poor data or weaker commodities, you're going to see the Aussie make new lows in the year. It's not too far, about give or take 2% away. Now also the Canadian dollar's in the mix here. You're seeing it pull back just a bit. Bank of Canada meets tomorrow. We talked about where we want to be a buyer in the Canadian dollar on the FX Rundown last night. Check it out. But overall, the Bank of Canada is not supposed to do anything on rates. Leave them steady through this year. Overall, potentially longer too. However, that's now getting priced in. The Canadian dollar has been marching higher despite the U.S. dollar's strength. So if they change their narrative, seem a little more flimsy on keeping rates steady, then you can see the Canadian dollar respond in a bearish manner. But overall, again, we talked about where the support is and what levels to look at to buy there. Lastly, the British pound making a new low in the year. A slew of data coming out of Britain tomorrow, manufacturing production, and a number of other reads as well. So look for that. So again, Fed Chair Powell tomorrow, this congressional testimony is going to be moving those markets. You also, later in the afternoon, the FOMC minutes from the latest June meeting too. Give us a call. We're here to help with anything on the board. 312-278-0500. You can email us info@bluelinefutures.com. Check our website for updates. You can sign up for a free trial of our research there. But remember, futures trading involves substantial risk of loss. It is not suitable for all investors. Thanks a lot.